these guys that are playing in the high school All-American game are kids that have been spending an awful lot of time and a lot of commitment to improve themselves. Do we have any of you guys out there, the high school All-Americans? These are the guys that I want you young folks to follow. You older guys up there that are standing on the hillside, it's more than just you this week. You guys have completed a tremendously successful career so far, but most of you are just starting. Your career is just beginning. More than 50% of you guys standing on the side hill right now are going to be playing in the NFL in 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 of you will be playing in the NFL in 3 years. So we have a tremendous record of getting kids on to the next level, of kids that come through our camps and kids that come through this program. And you guys, you older folks this year, you older guys, you're to lead these younger guys. You look for these, you young folks, look at these guys. That's where you want to be in a few years. That's exactly where you want to be. They wouldn't be here if they were troubled. They wouldn't be here if they couldn't play football, and they wouldn't be here if they were very, very successful young men. And as I said, the numbers don't lie. We've had some great players go through here, and this game literally has given a tremendous impetus to a lot of careers. It really has. Cam is just one guy that's come to our camps and indicated that it jump-started his career. He wasn't even selected originally for this bowl. We passed right by him. And we would have missed him had he not been a camper. If he hadn't been a kid that had come to our camp, the quarterback that backed out at the last minute wouldn't have created a slot for him here. But because we lost Robert Marv at the last minute with a shoulder, Robert Marv, your point exactly. The fact of the matter is, the slot opened up. This kid had a chance. He filled the slot because he'd been to camp. Our coaches fitted him in. They got him in. And from the second he hit the field, like today, he turned everybody on. Chris Carter was his coach, called Florida, and the next thing you know, they signed him right at the end of our camp. So opportunities are going to come. We've got some new elements to this game. You young folks are just getting into this. How many are new here? How many of you young guys are new this year? That's a lot. How many have come back before? Wonderful. Excellent job. This opportunity to meet new friends, this opportunity for you to compare how you play to kids from the other side of the United States is an experience that's going to do you a lot of good. It's an experience that will last for a lifetime. Ask mom and dad. Some of them have had a chance to get out and compete and meet people from across the United States. They remember it today. You kids are going to remember the friends that you've made forever here now. It's a tremendous experience. Don't take it lightly. You need to thank mom and dad for helping make that commitment to get here. This was not easy. This is a very, very difficult time of the year, and this ain't cheap. So there's a Merry Christmas. And a lot more. This is something else. This is a huge commitment from you moms and dads. We know very well that many of you have spent the dime that you don't even have yet. And this is something that you young folks, just remember this. You remember this opportunity. It may come next year, it may not. But take advantage of this one. It's going to be something that will last you forever. Mom and Dad, thank you very much for what you've done to bring these kids here. These guys are gonna play their hearts out this week. All you're gonna do is play the best you can. We're gonna put you in teams that create parity. We want to make teams as evenly set as we can. We did something very, very new and different a year ago, and it's working well this year. You're placed in slots at this particular camp. And I know it's frustrating to a few parents and a couple of kids. And that is that you were selected as an MVP for a particular position. And if you got in, in this window of time, then you're playing your position. If you didn't get in time, that slot filled and you got put in another location. We're going to do this in camps throughout the next year or so. We're going to evolve into that. Camps are going to eventually be by invitation only. Camps are going to be filled with slots. We're going to have 300 kids at a camp. We're going to have about 6 kids per slot, and that's all we've got room for. So an 8-year-old quarterback, I may have 6 of them in a camp. 9-year-old quarterback, may have 6 of them in a camp. 8-year-old running back, 6 of them in a camp. We're getting a tremendous amount of interest in this. I think it's going to create a tremendous increase in the efficiency of our football. It ought to make the football a lot better. So we're going to make that commitment, that we're going to evolve into it over the next 2 years, and it's beginning to happen already. Most of you got here through our camps, most all of you. We've got some new elements of this bowl this year. The diamonds in the rough are seniors in high school that did not make the high school All-American team. Their rankings were down. Maybe they were injured a year ago and didn't get good rankings. But this is an opportunity for them to play, compete against one another at a high level. But that one group has raised more interest than any other group that we've got, from scouts, recruiters, and they're here, evaluators from all over the United States to look at these kids. These are guys that are giving those guys a second chance, and them a chance to get their rankings out. So we've got the diamonds in the rough element. We've got the rising stars who are juniors that we're looking at for next year's game. So we've got a progression, as you can see, of kids coming up. You young folks, that's what you're shooting for. That's what you want to go toward. So we've got leagues. We've got the national championships for our offense-defense football leagues, which will take place here next year for the first time. So this little event, this little bowl thing is beginning to take on a life of its own. It's beginning to gather a little bit of momentum. As you know, we change locations each year. We were 2 years ago at Cowboys Stadium. We were last year at Houston at Reliance Stadium. And we're making our decision this week on where we're going to go next year. And I'm anxious to hear from you, whether you like the Florida area, whether you like Orlando or not. We did this last year. We talked with you a little bit about, did you want to go back to Houston? We got a tremendous amount of feedback. We threw out some potentials, and this one really was one that a lot of people were very, very interested in. So we typically try to move each year, but there's an awful lot of interest, and there's a lot of reason for us to perhaps remain in Florida. So if you see me running around, if you see some of our staff, don't hesitate to tell them yay or nay, thumbs up or thumbs down. We're anxious to hear from you. Okay? So I'd like to take a second. I want you to introduce you to the director of the camp, Herb Landing, who I hope is still here. Oh, there he is. Herb is the director of the camp. He's the guy that has put the plans together for this whole thing. He and his staff have just, I think, done a great, great job. And I'd like to thank him very, very much, Herb Landing.
Thank you. First, I'd like to say welcome to everybody, and thanks for joining us here in sunny Orlando. It's not very often you get to go places and play football at bowl time, and you get 75-degree weather. So, thank you. But welcome, welcome, welcome. As we get ready to partake on the week here, there's a lot of logistics involved and things that some of you may or may not know. But when you came in, did your registration process there, kind of worked through all the kinks and that, got everybody checked in. Everybody checked in. We had 56 people that did not check in yesterday that ended up doing this morning, with about 1,200 people here to check in. So that was a pretty smooth operation to get done in the hours we had to do it. The photographer, we had a glossy finish. Some of the reps are out here. You see them with nice little cool vests on, taking pictures of everybody. They're set up here on the top of the hill near field number 5. If you have pictures taken, you can go there and view them and pick them up today. Nice thing about them, they have this nice, cool, fancy trailer over there that prints on site. So any pictures you order or you see you like, they can do them and print them and give them to you right there. If anybody that did not get collected into that process, they'll be here tomorrow, and then they're moving over to the stadium on Thursday. And all the pictures they take there, you can review and pick up there at the stadium most likely. The practice areas and stuff we have out here, this is a nice, cool complex out here. The city of Apopka has invested a lot of money here. We ask that everybody would please pick up behind yourselves while you're out here. There's plenty of trash cans out and around. If not, let us know, we'll get one put out. We don't want nobody to have to walk too far to get to a trash can, because they take great pride in their facilities and allowing us to come out and use it. We'd like to make sure we return it back to them in a better shape than they presented it to us. The practices every day is at 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. start, and a 1 p.m. start. By 3:30, everybody should be finished with practice and off to do the fun things that Orlando has to offer. There are activities going on with the convention that being held up in the Doubletree. We've got the whole setup with the convention folks that are there, and with the Coach of the Year ceremony and stuff that they're doing that's going on up there. Everybody might want to take part in that autograph session with all of our high school guys that are here. The 4-year NFL draft pick crew that's here playing with us today. And we've had a nice, good record running of draft picks going through to the NFL, and we have a system that we believe and trust in, and it's proven to be effective every year. So when they come in, that's on the 1st, up at the Doubletree. They'll be set up in there doing autographs for all of our younger kids. And the young kids that come in, they look up to the older guys. One day you'll be in that position, so pay them a visit, congratulate them, guys that are going to your alma mater, your school you support. Let them know that you appreciate them. You'll see them on TV sometime here in the near future. We have the Coach of the Year clinic, and Mr. Randy Pippen here from Nike is going to give you a little brief introduction on how that's going to run and what they're going to do for that, and for the Nike Coach of the Year clinic. Randy Pippen.
Thank you, Eric. My role here is to run the Coach of the Year clinic, Nike Coach of the Year clinic, and what we do is we educate coaches. How many coaches, youth coaches, are in the crowd here that maybe coach your kids? A lot are here. So we're in the business. We use the 76 Nike schools that are BCS schools and the Division I coaches at our 17 clinics around the country, and we probably got one close to you, to educate coaches, make coaches better. And that's what we do. So my role here is to, we're putting on a little clinic Thursday night from 7 to 9:30. And actually at 7 o'clock, what we're going to do is have a how to get your player to the next level. So that's not part of the coaching clinic. So everybody's invited to that. And really, the moral to the story there is if your child is interested in being one of these blue chip All-Americans, being a Division I signee, going on to the next level, we're going to tell you the nuts and bolts of how to do that. And we're going to have representation from junior college coaches, NAI coaches, NCAA Division III, Division II, Division I coaches. We'll all be there to take about a 30-minute segment and say, here's what it takes. And really the bottom line moral to the story is, you know, you ever see a kid and you say, well, that kid's a good football player, he's really got a big heart. You ever think about what a big heart means? Well, I tell you the definition is it's love of the game, okay? Heart in football means that they love to play the game, and you know what I'm talking about. You got kids that love to play the game, and if they love to play the game, there is a college that they can go to and play football, okay? If they have a love of the game, and their ability will take them to whatever level. If they're 6'4", 240 pounds and run a 4.6 40, well then they're going to be one of these blue chip signees. But if they're 5'9" and 175 pounds and run a 4.8, well, maybe they play at a Division III university and get a great education. But there's a place for them to play. We're going to tell you how they can do that at 7 o'clock Thursday night, and then immediately following that at 7:30, we're going to have a Nike Coach of the Year clinic, and we're going to honor some youth coaches of the year as well. So if you're a coach, be there. If you're a parent and your child would like to get to the next level, be there. Our two head coaches for the All-American Bowl, Coach John Jenkins is going to speak. John, just to give you an idea, has coached at least 2 Heisman Trophy quarterbacks that I know of, was one of the most prolific offensive coaches in the history of NCAA football. He'll be one of the speakers. He's the head coach of one of the All-American teams. And then Coach Mickey Andrews, who will be here this afternoon, a lot of you have seen him wandering the sidelines at Florida State for years, is one of the best defensive coaches in the history of the game. Both those guys will be there to share with you, as well as a host of other coaches to talk to you again about getting to the next level. And then at 7:30, the X's and O's and the nuts and bolts of it. So look forward to seeing you there. And remember, it's a game of heart, love of the game. If you want to go to the next level, you can do it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have one of our, we call him the rock star of our organization. He's out everywhere he goes to camp, everybody loves him. You've seen him on the video here, or what you could see. This is Jack Jambrone.
Herb, thank you. And it's wonderful as I'm walking through practices, seeing moms and dads I've seen before on the coaching circuit, seeing young people that I've seen before and coached. Welcome, everybody. It's a great game. And the short clip that you saw, it's about honoring the game. It's about honoring your family, honoring your school, honoring your mom, honoring your dad. And I want you to play hard today. I want you to practice hard today. Practice hard for your coaches, practice hard for your school, practice hard for your mom and dad. The game means a lot to a lot of people, and it means a lot to us. We gather here today to work hard, be physically fit, honor the game, and take a little bit away from it. When I go to camps, we always talk about what we would like to do. You know, be a better teammate, be a better player, improve your skills individually. But the game is bigger than just us individually. And I hope this week when you leave here, you'll be able to say, I grew as a person, I grew as a teammate, and I grew as a player. So welcome to the Orlando area. Have a great week, have great practices, and honor the game. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thanks again there. As everybody get ready to enjoy the week, one thing that we ask during after we do events like this is that don't stay stuck in the circle that you came in. You know, there's a lot of folks that come from far across the world, I'd say. We got kids here from South Africa and, you know, Guam and Puerto Rico and, you know, Canada, Germany. So they come a long ways to be here. Get out, meet somebody new, you know, shake a hand, say hello, you got something in common to talk about. So when you see them again, you know, I can't travel too many places I go now and somebody not calling my name across the airport. So and it's good in some cases it might be bad. So I can't do no wrong. You never know who's looking. But it is a great feeling to be able to go places and meet friendly faces. I don't think there's a state anywhere in the union I can't go to and have some place I can call, or someone I can call to get a place name in my head. You know, we got friends like that with OD. So enjoy yourself. Have a great week. Get out, speak to people, enjoy what Orlando has to offer, and help us to make this event the best one we've ever done. So, thank you. One last announcement there. The food concessions are up and running out. There's one up here on this hill, and one up on the high side up there, 9 through 16. So get out and visit the sessions there. You don't have to